Hello comic book guys and gals, and welcome to Comic Mag Musings. I am your host, Bill Miller. Welcome to the 8th installment of our Top 500 Pre-Code Horror Comics. Following the post-war crime comics vogue, spearheaded by publisher Lev Gleason's Crime Does Not Pay, which by 1948 was selling over 1 million copies a month, came romance copies, which by 1949 outsold all other genres, and then horror comics. The same month in which Adventures into the Unknown premiered, the comic book company EC, which would become the most prominent horror comics publisher of the 1950s, published its first horror story, Zombie Terror, by then relatively unknown writer and artist Johnny Craig, in the superhero comic Moon Girl No. 5. Almost simultaneously, Transworld Publications issued its one and only comic, the one-shot Mysterious Traveler Comics No. 1, in November of 1948. Based on the Mutual Broadcasting Network's radio show of that same name, and including amid its crime and science fiction stories a reprint of the Edgar Allan Poe adaptation The Telltale Heart, reprinted from Charlton Comics' Yellow Jacket Comics No. 6. Street and Smith also published 2 issues of Ghost Breakers in late 1948. Before we get to our comics, let's have a quick reminder of the criteria. The comics had to have been published prior to carrying the Comics Code Authority seal, and the title had to primarily be a horror title. Some of the eligible titles are from other genres, but they switch to a horror context for a period of time. Lastly, these are not necessarily either the most popular or the most expensive horror books. They are simply the best horror comic book covers, in my humble opinion. It was painfully difficult ranking numbers 360 to 341, but it was loads of fun. I made a series of 25 videos with 20 entries in each one. So please join me for the next 20 covers as we count down the top 500 pre-code horror comic book covers. Alright, starting off our list at number 360, we have Spellbound, issue number 15. From Atlas/Marvel. Hitting the stands in June of 1953. Carl Burgos with the cover art. The undead, the light from the lantern, the breathtaking dark colors, everything seems to work on this cover. At number 359, is Web of Mystery, issue number 20, from Ace Magazines. Hitting the shelves in September of 1953. We're not certain, but the cover artist is believed to be Jim McLaughlin. I like witch covers and skeletons, but my favorite part of the image is the creepy head within the lower left bubble. Creeping up at number 358 is Adventures into Weird Worlds, issue number 7, from Atlas/Marvel. Published in June of 1952. The cover art is by Russ Heath. Simple and elegant. I like the concept of each of these two hiding an inner demon, probably little suspecting that the other is harboring a similar secret. At number 357 is Strange Stories from Another World, issue number 2, from Fawcett, produced in August of 1952. The cover artist is Norman Saunders. These creepy skeletons will put the kids off of merry-go-rounds for quite a while. Haunting us at number 356, we have Witch's Tales, number 5, from Harvey. Published in September of 1951. Cover art chores handled by Al Avison. A blonde in a red dress in bondage, a witch, and a poor soul in a pillory grace this fine cover. Screaming away at number 355 is Spook, issue number 29, from Star Publications, out in July of 1954. Cover art chores handled by L.B. Cole. A fire monster, an outrageous trade dress in those eye-popping Cole colors. At number 354, we have Marvel Tales, issue number 96, from Atlas/Marvel. Produced in June of 1950. Cover art duties handled by Sid Shores. A woman in a red dress is trapped by fire, which also happens to be melting a block of ice containing a monster of doom. Spooking us at number 353 is Haunted Thrills, issue number 11, from Feral. Published in September of 1953. Unfortunately, the artist is unknown. A blonde in a red dress captured by 3 huge incarnations of evil. Stabbing away at number 352 is Phantom Witch Doctor, issue number 1, from Avon. Published in 1952. The cover artist is Everett Raymond Kinsler. This image is drawn so well. The woman is alluring and it has all the trappings of a good old-fashioned witch doctor cover. At number 351 is Beware Terror Tales, issue number 5, from Fawcett. Hitting the shelves in January of 1953. Cover art by Bernard Bailey. Crackling flames in a background while unique, creepy ghosts and monsters play a game of tug-of-war. Frightening us with number 350 is Menace, number 10, from Atlas/Marvel. Hitting the stands in March of 1954. The cover artist is Russ Heath. A huge knife, a scary monster whose bottom isn't attached to his top. Purple pants stolen from the wardrobe of Bruce Banner, and a skull in the background for good measure. Scaring into number 349 is Suspense, issue number 19, also from Atlas/Marvel. Published in June of 1952. Yet again, the cover artist is Russ Heath. A skeleton digging a grave, a female baddie in a red outfit, and an expertly crafted cave setting. At number 348 is Eerie, issue number 6, from Avon. Out in May of 1952. Unfortunately, the cover artist is unknown. We have a blonde in a red dress, yet she is overshadowed by the larger-than-life beast within the graveyard. Slashing into number 347 is Dark Mysteries, issue number 8, from Master Comics. Published in September of 1952. Yet again, we do not know the cover artist. We have a blonde in a red dress who, through a shotgun wedding, is soon to be forced into marriage with a creepy skeleton. At number 346 is Startling Terror Tales, issue number 10B, from Star Publications. Out in August of 1954. Cover art by L.B. Cole. Bold colors and a unique interpretation of a tentacled Lovecraftian horror. Chopping away at number 345 is Black Cat Mystery, issue number 32, from Harvey. Published in December of 1951. We do not know the cover artist. A blonde in bondage, a requisite black cat, and the pièce de résistance, the creepy little goblin. Spiriting in at number 344 is Adventures into Weird Worlds, issue number 18, from Atlas/Marvel. Published in May of 1953. The cover artist is Bill Everett. We have a man fighting for his life, locked in a knife battle with a horribly wonderful monster, to the delight of an onlooking skeleton. Crawling in at number 343 is Beware Terror Tales, issue number 8, from Fawcett. Hitting the stands in July of 1953. As with many of the Fawcett comic books, we do not know the cover artist. This is an amazing cover, so well drawn, from the witches to the boiling cauldron to the skeletal remains. Just fantastic. Hiding in the shadows at number 342 is Marvel Tales, issue number 124, from Atlas/Marvel. Hitting the shelves in June of 1954. Cover art by Harry Anderson. A close-up image of an incredibly drawn zombie. I really like the perspective from behind the shoulder of the undead creepster. And bleeding out at number 341 is Haunt of Fear, issue number 14, from EC Comics. Published in August of 1952. Cover art by Graham Ingalls. A wonderfully ghastly cover. It has often been said that the horror art from Ingalls is evocative of melting wax, and I can oftentimes see that in his work. And that will do it for numbers 360 through 341, as we count down the top 500 pre-code horror comics. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you got to see some books you either haven't seen before or haven't seen in quite some time. Please leave a comment and tell me your thoughts. Do I have some ranked too high or too low? Or there's some that shouldn't have made the list at all? I'd love to hear your feedback, and don't forget to join me for the next installment as we count down numbers 340 through 321.